Welcome to Hey That's Me, a commentary podcast. I'm Patrick Hotner. If you've never listened to this show before, this is a show where we do audio commentaries on movies and TV shows with the people who worked on them, who never really, got a chance to go in deep and really talk about the things that they work on in depth. My co-host is Brian Lynch, who is normally here doing these intros with me. He's on vacation. He'll be back in a little while, but we still wanted to put out these episodes so that we're all not stuck in our hot little houses during the summer with nothing to listen to. We wanted to give it back to you people, our favorite people out there, the fans of the show, the hey heads, the me heads, the commentary me's. Commentary me's? That's fun. I like that. Maybe you guys can all be called commentary me's. If you haven't left a review on Apple Podcasts, we would greatly appreciate it. Just leave a few words saying what you like about the show or what you don't like about the show. But even if you don't like the show, here's the little trick. Still give it 5 stars, but you can say in the thing, I don't like this show because of XYZ. And if you also want to throw a few bucks our way, we have a Patreon where we upload a lot of extra content, whether that is the movies or TV shows synced up with the commentary, so you have it all in one particular place. And then when we start recording again in a few weeks, we will be telling people who we're recording with early, and you'll be able to submit questions for us to ask while we're recording. A lot of cool things like that. If you hit a certain tier, you can tell me what your favorite movie or TV show is, and I will record a commentary with you. Is that exciting? I don't know. Let's do it. We'll put the commentary out on the Patreon and people can listen to it, but it'll just be a fun excuse for us to hang out. I don't know. Patreon.com/commentary. And we're very excited that we got patreon.com/commentary. It seems like something that would have been taken up by, some nerd years ago. But no, we are the nerd who got it. Today we're doing our second episode with the great Mike O'Brien. We're watching another episode of AP Bio, which is a very funny sitcom if you haven't seen it. The episode we're watching today is Season 2, Episode 3. It's kind of an episode that you could watch without seeing any other episode of the show and really get a good feel for it. It's so funny. The characters are so well-defined, and they just have, such funny performers on it. It's a lot of improv performers and stand-ups, and it's Glenn Howerton, Paula Pell, Patton Oswalt, and a whole host of other people that are truly some of the funniest people on TV, and I'm really glad that we get to talk to Mike about this one. This episode's directed by John Solomon, who is a longtime SNL writer, worked a lot with Will Forte, MacGruber stuff, Last Man on Earth. He's been all around. He's one of the greats. This one it's about the 30 minutes leading up to school day, and a lot of crazy, wacky things are happening as they're getting ready to start the day with the kids. I really recommend it. And if you haven't listened to our first episode, you can go back a little while and listen to us doing a commentary on the pilot with Mike. And this show is great. There's 4 seasons of it. It was on NBC for a while and then eventually went to Peacock. And you can watch it all on Netflix right now, and also, I believe, still on Peacock. So if you go sync it up, pull it up at Season 2, Episode 3. Again, it's called Wednesday Morning, 8 a.m. And if you press play, when I say go, on the count of 3, it'll be totally synced up. Isn't that a crazy, wild, amazing world that we live in where that works out? Check it out. It's fun. It's cool. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, here we go. We're watching Season 2, Episode 3 of AP Bio, Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. We're here with Mike O'Brien.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike.
Now, see, we told you.
Why did you pick this episode?
I love this episode because it's a real-time episode, which was challenging to write, but feels very cool to me how it's got 7 little mini stories sort of that we tried to overlap. So we're just finding reasons for people while doing their story to walk into another room and run into a different story. It also introduces the love interest of the show, Liz Aldifer, who plays Lynette. And so it's kind of, that was the big, after the second episode is when Paula Pell came in. But after that, there was no other big recurring characters. And so that was kind of big too.
Was Paula still writing at SNL when you got there?
No, but she was
around.
Coming around a lot. Yeah. Anytime Polar or someone would host, Paula would be back. there was actually a funny. After the pilot, the main network note was, we want a female adversary for Jack in the school. And the people who had been around more for other shows were like, that's always the note after the pilot. They want like a sassy woman who's like, you're not going to get away with that with me. And then they start kissing. And so
we call that the Elaine problem.
Yes. Yeah.
It worked one time for Elaine on
Exactly.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Right. Because she wasn't initially. Yeah. And it's perfect there. But
Do we need that for our show?
Maybe
cool.
that's where
it's not bad. But our solution, which we thought was really funny, was to make Paula Pell this Helen
funny.
character. Because you're like, this is definitely not what they wanted.
Right.
We were like, what if we just make it that there's this woman in the school who drives Jack crazy, and then cast the funniest human we know, who is a good writer, so she would punch things up and everything. And we're like, we've got exactly the best female adversary for you. And then, because I didn't want him to fall in love in season 1. I wanted him to start to like his life more because the students and Mary, Steph, and Michelle, not just like, oh, now he likes Toledo because he's making out all the time. And so season 2, this episode is where we were like, okay, now he can get a crush in the school.
Now, I mean, Paula had obviously been in the NBC machine for a long time. She'd been on 30 Rock a bunch and Parks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have to audition for this, or did they just know who she was and they said it was fine, or what was the process for that?
Yeah, we just reached out to her and it was offer only, which she didn't have to audition. This is Jamie Moyer, who
she's so funny in this.
is
episode.
so funny and great improviser. And she did audition, but we wrote it with Jamie in mind, and it was like a handful of things in the show. We were like fake debating with the network. We were like, God, yeah, I that one is so good. Jamie's also good. I think I'm leaning Jamie.
Maybe.
We pulled up videos of her in the writer's room and then wrote this character exactly for her.
That's great.
But Liz is so good. And any of my like eye rolling of like, oh, we got to have a will they, won't they, and a meet cute and all that shit went away when I watched them together. I really loved their dynamic, and I was really sad to lose Liz to. It's also great because it's a bad name, CBS show.
Here we go. Do you remember anyone else in the show? We'll see if we can do this.
Yeah, we can do it. It's I think about a Middle Eastern guy, and his name is a pun in the title. God,
Oh,
we're
man.
gonna get it in a minute. I can tell you.
Okay.
I'm looking it up.
It's
I don't want to look it up. I want
Young
us to figure
Sheldon.
this
It's
out.
Young Sheldon.
It's Young Sheldon.
Young
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Young Sheldon actually was the other bane of my existence because they would destroy us every week.
yeah.
We were opposite Young Sheldon, and
Feels unfair.
it was
Feels
so
like
unfair.
just put on an infomercial.
Yeah,
It's like,
it sucked.
Did you think about doing Young Jack to Karen?
Yeah, we should. But yeah, every Friday morning when we were on NBC proper, I had to have a call with them where we talk numbers, and they'd preface it with,
I think it was. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. The United States of Al.
oh, that sounds
right?
right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
but they were required to talk numbers, and they were like, and look, we know some, like, it's not even DVR numbers. It's who was live watching. And they're like, you got a 0.01 and Young Sheldon got a 20.6 or whatever they were. And it was me on the line with like 7 people and me going like, oh, okay. Ah, shoot. Okay.
But the DVR numbers is like what
That's
helped you
important
guys
now,
eventually,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what brought Peacock into the mix.
That's right. Yeah. I think we would do okay with those. And for whatever reason, those are not really discussed.
Crazy. They just released the Oscars numbers. And
Oh,
they're like,
did
it's
they?
lower than ever. And you're like, yeah, because everyone was watching on Hulu.
Right.
Like,
Right.
we don't have cable.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Or-
why are we
yeah.
not counting that?
Yeah. I also
And Young Sheldon was on.
And Young Sheldon was on.
Young Sheldon.
It's a special
It
4-hour episode of Young
it
Sheldon.
destroyed the Oscars. They're calling Conan the next morning. They're like, so it's Young Sheldon, you know, what are you going to do?
The Sheldon Awards.
Yeah.
For 4 hours.
So this is a total recreation of that original room. This is a set you're on now.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that weird to walk into a room like that and be like, I've been in the real spot?
It's so weird, and
Yeah.
and that they recreate all of them, and the hallways. I mean,
Yeah.
they made like this huge hallway, and but yeah, the dimensions and everything. It's a huge room, which is nice for shooting, but it's the exact dimensions of a real classroom in Long Beach.
Were the walls movable, or you just put the cameras inside the room? You didn't
They
have to-
weren't easily, but when Carrie Brownstein directed, she did a really cool shot where she took out the back wall, and Jack realizes that Heather has betrayed him, and she did a push or whatever you'd call it from so far away.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. That's a good episode. It's called like 8 Pigs and a Rat or something.
I mean, we'll get into this room later, but is this a tank that he is in?
Yes.
No spoilers for people. But guess what? There's water coming, guys.
Yeah. He sees gum by a thing.
So was this built specifically for this episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if we use it. I mean, there's a couple other bathroom scenes, but obviously, yeah, it's like in a 4-foot tall kiddie pool or whatever for people. And John Solomon, the director, like filled it up. Yeah, she's into a bunch of guys that actress probably is not familiar with. Maybe
Solomon, of course, also an SNL.
Yeah.
vet.
He was during my time at SNL. We wrote a lot of stuff together, puppet class and stuff. And then he's a big part of Last Man on Earth, MacGruber, all those.
Yeah.
There are a lot of writers on the cast.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's not really a question, but it is.
I was like, who else?
Just looking
'Cause-
at the screen right now. I mean, Patton and Paula both are
Oh, yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
right? Like it's
Right. But also literally in our writer's room was Charlie McCracken, Brendan Jennings, who's the janitor in the bathroom just now, and David Neer, who we saw earlier. He's plays Geology Dave, who just kind of bothers the women.
Right.
Curly hair. He was in the writer's room and became more and more. It was so nice. I also worked on a show called Bust Down, which was all writers, and I love when that happens because you're improvising and making each other laugh, and then you're like, okay, do exactly that on camera next week,
Right.
as opposed to we're gonna go tell the actor we were dying laughing. And
How many people were in the writer's room?
about a dozen, but there was always at least 1 or 2 teams.
Sure. Okay. And would you guys write everything before the season, or would you be writing as you were filming?
It was always overlapping because of Glenn's hard out for Sunny, which was tough because I wanted to be on set, but being on set is there's so much less issues to talk about than in the room. But I'd kind of go back and forth.
And you'd let the directors handle it, or was there a producer that would be on set, or
The writer of
the writer,
that
I guess.
episode would
Okay.
be on set, and if I'd written it, it'd just be some senior writer, and then the directors and after a while, like the cast knew what they were doing. I mean, Glenn's like Juilliard trained actor, and so he was so good. Like he's an editor's dream, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but a lot of our looser improvising rest of the cast were editors' nightmares. Every take they'd pick up the glass with a different hand. But he had his physical motions connected to lines in a way that he could do them the same every time. It was really great.
there's some characters on the show, and their names are the actual actors' names. First names at least.
That's right.
Was there any thought that goes into that, or is it just like, I don't know, you feel like a Mary?
I think
No one would believe you if you're not a Mary.
yeah. I mean, so I forget the breakdown, but there's something like 9 students who had speaking parts, but we tried to make it that all these other people are background. They have an odd extra job where they're on camera kind of a lot, and some of them did all 4 years. There's others that swapped out, but and they they had to go sit in a tent or whatever in between. There's sort of a guest actor is definitely a big step above background.
Yeah.
In where you stand, what you eat, and everything.
Yeah.
And
pay too.
and definitely pay. Yeah. And these guys all kind of did become friends, but there was always a part where it was like, okay, separate, guys. You go to this, you go to trailers or whatever. But what was so we did try to throw each of them a line at some point in the 4 years, and that often, for clarity or something, we would say the actor's name.
Okay.
And then one of them, Marissa, became pretty regular speaking after her extra, and is a big part of Katie Holmesday and stuff.
But I know it goes well.
Yeah, that's right.
You keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And because of a typo, her character name had 2 S's, and in real life she'd 1, or vice versa.
I did notice that when I was looking at it.
That helped her differentiate.
Sure.
Yeah,
she's getting into character
right,
now.
right.
Yeah.
It's a whole different person.
So this season's still on NBC, right? 3 and 4 are Peacock.
Yes.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure it was annoying to have to deal with it. When did you find out that it was not going to be on NBC anymore?
I don't remember, but it was, probably a call from Broadway, and then Glenn had like the series regulars and myself over for a dinner, and it was like a very sad, lot of hugs goodbye type of vibe, and then Patton sort of started a hashtag Save AP Bio thing, and he can kind of start a movement for anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were times where in between takes he would be like tweeting, and he'd say his lines and then go over and like do some tweets or whatever on his phone, and I didn't think much of it. And then one time while we were shooting, I looked at CNN, and it said there's a headline that says Patton Oswalt gets in a fight online with a right-wing guy, ends up paying the guy's medical bills.
Yep.
And that was while we were shooting it.
I wrote a movie that he did the lead voice in.
You could say it.
Secret Life of Pets 2.
Yeah.
And he was recording as he was tweeting.
Yes.
Like all the footage of him for the animators to use are him looking down as he's looking at his phone. But it didn't hinder his performance. He was still really funny and warm and
Yeah, it's his, like, other people do a crossword or something, and his is like getting in a fight with a right-wing guy and then paying his
the medical bills.
And then, by the way, at
That's
the
so
premiere of Secret Life Pets 2, we had a pitch for 3 to me, like at the party.
Wow.
He's like, why don't we try this? I'm like, okay. You weren't paying attention. Right. Awesome. Yeah.
He was so supportive of this episode after the table read. He was like, it's like a play or a little indie movie or something, and was always like real excited about this one.
What were your sitcoms growing up? Like, what were the things that you loved?
I mean, when I was really young, we did the Thursday night. That's why it was kind of cool to be on NBC Thursday night, even though we weren't in the same. Again, young Sheldon was housing us. But that Cosby Cheers, Family Ties run.
Night Court as well at the very end.
Night Court, as I got older, you get to stay up, whatever that was, 9:30 to 10 or whatever. But yeah, we watched SNL every week, not a sitcom, but and then once I got a little older, I was into all the alt stuff that I'm sure you guys obsessing over, Mr. Show, and those types of things. I don't have a ton of sitcom. I've almost gotten more into sitcoms in the past couple of years. Like right now, I'm watching something called South Park.
Oh wow,
South Park.
I'd like never watch it because the voices drove me crazy, and for some reason, my ear has tuned out that aspect. And now I've been watching, and there's such good writing.
There's
and
so many episodes.
And there's so many
You have so much to
episodes,
catch
and
up.
they all have a very basic sitcom structure of a
Yeah.
problem that needs to be fixed. And I'm like, wow, this is a really good show.
Have you watched That's My Bush yet from the South Park guys?
No,
It's
I've seen that.
Literally, it's a sitcom cliche mixed with a current event, and it's the structure is it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
I'll have to check it out.
When you're coming from SNL, you're doing this. Now there's a scene where a room fills up with water and something lights on fire. Probably not something you could do at SNL.
Not really. I
Is
mean,
that a dream, or is that you're like, I'm gonna write it and they're gonna do it, and
Yeah.
that's it? Yeah.
yeah, it is really fun, and I feel like we were trying to push ourselves in the room to get visually more interesting too. There, you easily in like a high school workplace sitcom can just have everyone just always sitting. These three women, we always laughed, are always eating cantaloupe because you're like, let's give them something that they can eat 20 of.
Right.
Yeah.
But they just so every scene you're like, God, we got to mix this up a little bit. The three women are eating cantaloupe and gossiping.
How close did they stick to the script?
There was not much improv.
Yeah. Which is interesting because it's so many improv people.
That's right. Yeah. I'd say Patton and Paula would add some. Not a ton in these classroom scenes. The students just would often nail their lines. Sometimes the writer on set might throw out a couple more lines, but it was almost like we were in reaction to hearing about shows that had like 22 alts and the hell of that for everyone involved. And we were like, let's do that in the room. Let's do 22 while we're writing it. And then the one that gets us laughing the most at least gets the table read. And if it gets another laugh, it's in, and let's just do that one.
There was a shot, it was Paula and Patton in the office. In the background, there was a sousaphone and like a marching band. Is that something you write into the script, or they just think about on the day? Is there a sousaphone on set just ready to go?
I think I would have
It's a stupid question, but
No,
I'm just
You always
curious.
ask about the sousaphone.
Yeah.
It depends on like so that stuffed squirrel in the script, but then like Lynette's whole desk, or in that case Durbin's desk, would have been with like Bruce Hill, the production designer, and or more specifically I can't think of her name, but the who dresses the set. And same with costumes or something. They'd say, tell me about this character. And it'd be like a whole separate meeting. And they're like, did he graduate from college? And then you notice that a diploma, like what type of college would he have gone to? And you're like, probably a Midwest, maybe a MAC school like Miami or something. And how about this and that? And that there is thought put into every bit of that, which is, I love that part of it.
Yeah. You had some cool guest stars on. The two that pop out are Lovitz and Bruce Campbell. Those are the two that come to my brain.
I love those two. And the Lovitz one was funny because we first pictured the author character that Lovitz plays being, how do I say this, actual Dean Koontz. But like, they say Koontz over and over, but we shoot Koontz as an actor from the back of their head like Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
And that was all the way through the table read. I was emailing with Koontz. He said, I'm in. This will be fun. And then just at some point, he reread the script and got so angry and said, I would never be, because he's screaming at Jack.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would never be a jerk like that. I would never let someone else ghostwrite, because the plot is that Jack writes a Dean Koontz.
Right.
But all that had been around, and it ended with, and you dragged my wife into this.
Oh my God.
She off camera is like making him toast or something, and he says her name once. And we're like,
wow.
I don't know that we dragged anyone. But so that all of a sudden, last minute, we're like, change the character's name, get
Lovitz.
Get Lovitz.
Someone call Lovitz.
There's a red phone.
Yes.
Lovitz
Right to Lovitz.
The NBC Lovitz phone. Does casting put you in touch with Koontz? Do you reach out to Koontz? How does that?
I did reach out, but I obviously got his email from someone official.
Yeah.
And I hope he doesn't now sue. I don't know if there's a statute or whatever, but
He's on next week. We'll
We'll talk to him.
part of it.
Doing a commentary on one of his books.
no, this is his episode of Young Sheldon.
Oh, sure.
You guys slowly flip through his book. The thing about it is, I never thought of it as that anyone would think it's him in the way that you assume Steinbrenner isn't screaming about calzones, and B, that the guy isn't that bad a guy. It's like it's. I feel like the game, if I'm remembering it right, was more that crazy things happen to him while he happens to be on the phone with Jack. He gets mugged and things like that. And he's a big character, but we weren't ever saying that Dean is bad or his books are bad.
I'll say it.
There you go.
We're wrapping this one up. What are your takeaways from this episode? Was there anything that you found especially exciting or rewarding doing this one?
I think it was any time that the stories overlapped, even as simple as that we know a bathroom is flooding, and that makes it comes out and soaks Jack's shoes in that last shot, or that what is it? Basically, Coach finds $10 from a dead guy's vest, gets a burrito with it, has a bunch of guilt, gives the burrito to a kid who had gotten his burrito ruined. Like, those interweaving, they just took forever. It took like 3 times as long as breaking any other episode, but it feels very satisfying to me, the dumb little like overlaps like that.
For sure. Good episode.
Great episode.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Very fun episode. Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. We did record a third episode with Mike, and we'll release that down the line at some point for an episode that I really love. And I don't want to spoil it for you because I want you to watch the whole show and maybe guess. Send us a message if you think, or comment on one of the Instagram posts if you think you know which episode it is that we did for the third episode. It's so funny. It's a really funny episode. Directed by I don't want to say who it's directed by because that's a little spoiler then for what it is. I was going to say The Great before it. So that's up to you to figure out which of these directors is great. But look, I'm looking at this season 2 list right now. We got Lynn Shelton, Maggie Carey, John Solomon, Carrie Brownstein, and then you get into the Oz Rodriguez's, the Glenn Howertons directed, the Anu Valias, the Katie Lock O'Briens, oh my gosh, like so many people. And I may have said who directed the third episode that we're going to be talking about in that little list, and you're just going to have to guess who it is. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week. We got a good one next week. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for listening to Hey That's Me, a commentary podcast. This has been a That Was Just So Funny production. Your hosts have been Brian Lynch and Patrick Hotner. Music was by Alex Peabody, and our art was by Abigail Noy. You can find out more about the show by going to heythat'smepod.com and checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/commentary. The show was recorded by Stephen Ray Morris. If you've enjoyed the show, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Please tell your friends about this show.